kill it.
Right.
Okay, here we go. All right. Let me get loose here.
It's a day.
I call this regular session of the Lovington City Commission to order. Ms. Shannon, roll call, please.
Mayor Roberts,
Here.
Commissioner Ramon,
Here.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Here.
Commissioner White,
Here.
Commissioner Perry.
Here.
All right. If you'd like to join us in our invocation, Commissioner Rodriguez.
If you guys would please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for all the blessings that we get on a daily basis. Lord, thank you for the nice warmer weather we've been getting. Lord, this afternoon I ask you, Lord, that you are with us, that you give us the knowledge and the ability to make decisions based on your guidance and will. Lord, all this I pray in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Join us in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. You may be seated. All right. Water. All right. 4 stands for consideration and a motion on the consideration of the minutes.
I'd like to make a motion for consideration in minutes of April 20th, 2026 as submitted. Second.
Motion. We have a motion and a second to adopt the minutes. Is there any additions, corrections, or further discussion? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes. Brings us to our Commissioner Staff Report. Miss Shannon, do you have anything this evening?
No, sir, I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Ms. Nora?
I don't have it.
Anything? All right, well, thank y'all for being here. Chief?
Yes, sir. Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager, we have one officer just in the hiring process. And street resealed our parking lot today, and it looked pretty good. And I'd like to introduce Lacey Barron and Joshua Espinosa with Enterprise. They have a quick little presentation in reference to lease vehicles for the city.
Okay. Folks, please. If you don't mind, just state your names and all that, please.
Of course, nice to meet you all again, and I think I've met some of you last year. My name's Lacey Barron. This is
And we're gonna have you as a discussion item after staff
got
comment.
it?
Yes, it's on as the first discussion item.
Yeah, yes.
But
That's okay, I mean,
Thank you for having us. This is Joshua Espinosa. We're with Enterprise Fleet Management, and I got to come before you last year and talk to you about Chief Clark's vehicles in his department and how we were able to come on board and help him in his department. Today, I'm here before you to talk about your white fleet and the impact we potentially could have by alternative funding mechanisms, but really just the health and safety of your white fleet in general. So of Robert's vehicles, there was 31 vehicles we were able to analyze. Of those 31, 71% of those vehicles are over 10 years old. Now, what does that mean? It means your maintenance, your operation expenses, your maintenance and your fuel costs continue to rise, but there's also a lot of soft dollar expenses associated with that, such as the safety. Most important being, if you're looking at it, 12 vehicles are over 20 years old. They predate the anti-lock brake standardization system. But we're also looking at 16 vehicles that predate the electronic stability control and
Mr.
airbag standardization.
Mr. Mayor, if I may interrupt, do we want to save this for discussion item? So we don't break the rules of procedure? She is down as a discussion.
I realize that. It's,
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Chief kind of,
Open the door?
yeah, he did, and it'll be less,
Okay,
she's gonna present it one way or the other,
yes, sir.
so that'll just
Okay, I'm
move.
sorry.
Okay.
So looking at that, 16 vehicles predate the standardization of the electronic stability control and airbag standardization. So there's a lot of safety concerns with the current age of the fleet. And what we would like to do in discussions with Robert and identifying which vehicles need to be replaced, we'd like to talk to you about how replacing the vehicle and getting them on a steady life cycle could help you create a sustainable fleet for your right fleet. And going through Enterprise, we give you the opportunity, if you'd like to continue paying cash, you're more than welcome to, of course. But if you'd like to do it cost neutrally, we do give alternative funding approaches such as our open-ended equity lease. And that would allow you to do it cost neutrally. Over 10 years, we anticipate by replacing the vehicles about every 4 to 5 years and selling them at the right time in their life cycle, ultimately the city would save around $50,000. Ultimately, I'm gonna call that a wash. The biggest benefit, I believe, would be putting your city employees as well as the community having safer vehicles on the road for them. From a high level, we work with a lot of municipalities throughout New Mexico, probably over 30 entities. I do have some references on the back page of the packet I provided you. But ultimately, what our theory is I'm sure you agree when you drive a vehicle off the lot, that vehicle immediately begins to depreciate. The longer you run this vehicle, your operational expenses, your maintenance, and your fuel continue to rise. What we do is, I want you to think of us as financial consultants in the automotive industry, and what we do is we identify when's the right time you can sell a vehicle based on age, mileage, and market condition. Use that money in that vehicle to help fund the next round of vehicle, and that's how you start creating this sustainable fleet. We satisfy the due diligence by being the Sourcewell Tips and E&I award members, which makes it easy, and that's how we've helped Chief Clark. But alternatively, our alternative funding mechanism has allowed Chief Clark to buy more vehicles while staying within his budget. Chief Clark, I'd like to give you the opportunity to share how the program has worked for you as well.
It's working real well for us. Well, we're in the maintenance program as well. So we pay a little bit extra, but all of our maintenance is monitored by Enterprise. Any type of recalls or anything that comes up, they flag us and they tell us, take it to the shop and get it looked at. All oil changes are dealt with through Enterprise. It's hard for me to request $300,000 every year for 5 vehicles or 4 vehicles. And it's just not sustainable for me to continue to come back for $300,000. And through Enterprise, last year, it cost me right at $100,000 to get 5 vehicles in an ATV. And yeah, it goes on for five years, but once we get into the 4th year, that's when we're gonna start trading in our vehicles, and we'll start, the money that we get our trade-ins, it'll go straight back into the new vehicles. So it'll have a return. Like this year, I'm requesting 2 vehicles, which is, if we bought them outright, they're $160,000. Through Enterprise, last year's, last year's, it's due this year, and the 2 vehicles, it's gonna be another $120,000. And I'll have 6 new vehicles and an ATV 2 years in a row. Robert's requesting 10 vehicles, he only needs 20, but he's requesting 10, $50,000 apiece, so that's $500,000. Through Enterprise, it's $100,000.
Mr. Mayor, Ed Fierro has strep throat, he's homesick, but he did want to weigh in with the commission and give his view. He's on the phone, if that's okay.
Okay, well, why don't we save Ed for the actual,
Okay.
I was just thinking this will be, because I'm writing questions down as we go. And anyway, just tell him we'll be there in just a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Oh, bless you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, Chief.
No,
You
you're
jumped in the middle of you there.
No, you're fine. That's just the tip of the iceberg, what it could help the city. Instead of spending $600,000 this year, we could only spend $200 and spread the $400,000 to something else that the city needs. Just seems smarter to spread our money around to utilize stuff other than just vehicles.
All right, and I'm so sorry. Your first name again?
Lacey.
Lacey. Okay, sorry, I got Joshua, but, okay. All right, as you've heard, we have a discussion. So we appreciate you providing that information when we get to that discussion.
Sure.
Then you can come forward. And, like I said, I've started questions, and we'll have that at that time.
Perfect.
All right, thank y'all. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate your input on that.
Yes, sir.
That's all you had. Okay. You didn't give your regular report, so.
I kind of made it short because I didn't think they got on the agenda, so I was gonna make mine a little bit longer, so
Okay, all right.
I
Well,
appreciate it.
you can always give us the update next week. I mean, next week. Okay,
Yes.
sounds good. All right. Any questions for the Chief?
No.
All right, Fire Chief.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, so we have one applicant that's going through the hiring process. He passed all the written and the physical tests. He's scheduled on Wednesday to do his background, his drug and alcohol screening, and his DOT physical. The state fire fund application for 2027 has been submitted to the state. The county voted last week to approve to pay the in-kind portion of the grant for the emergency sirens. That's $146,000, and
Right.
they're gonna pay the in-kind. So we're wanting to do something different with the fireworks this year for the 4th of July, and we wanted the commission's input. Normally, we set the fireworks show up at the parking lot of the old swimming pool, and we have to shut down industrial from Avenue D to Avenue K. And then they've got the fishing derby going on. We have to make sure everybody gets away from, once the fishing derby, get everybody out. And then we have problems with people going around the barriers and driving down the highway, and we're not supposed to have vehicles and stuff in the area. So what we're proposing is this year, of actually setting the fireworks up in the fenced-in area at the fairgrounds. Nobody'd be able to get into the fireworks but my guys. I spoke with Wyatt from the fairgrounds, and he said he would talk to the fair board, but he thinks that I'll be for it. So it would be safer for my guys. We would not have to shut down industrial, therefore it would hopefully take some of the traffic off of the front of the park and put it towards the back, so they wouldn't be going down Commercial Street, which there again would be safer for the public. And I spoke with the Chamber of Commerce, since they're the ones who put on the party in the park, and they're 100% for it, they support it. I mean, you're still gonna be able to see the fireworks from inside the park or wherever you're parked. I mean, what are you looking at, a difference of about 300-400 yards of where we're setting them up, but it's gonna be in a safer area. We don't have a pasture of grass right next to us. We've got more open areas, and that's something we're discussing. We just wanna know the commission's input and any thoughts that they have on it.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Question?
I like it.
I think it's a great idea.
I have one, because we always park over there. Is it going to affect the parking at the fairgrounds?
No, sir.
Okay, well, it
Because
doesn't matter, I
we're-
just,
So since they blocked in that whole area there off, what is that, Avenue B, I guess that runs.
Where the carnival sets up.
Yes,
Right.
so they're gonna be inside where the midway of the carnival would be, so everybody can still park in the parking lots around it,
Okay.
just like they would. They just, it's more controlled and nobody can get around it.
How are you gonna police the road behind the park? Cause it's kinda one way in and out.
That'll lighten our load a lot, because we're dealing with a lot of traffic, especially semi-trucks.
People parking in the Clucci part and all that.
Oh,
How are you
yeah.
gonna police all
We'll
that?
monitor on that, we'll barricade it off, or maybe we won't even let them get behind in the dirt road.
So truthfully, my guys will be far enough off.
I'm just saying during the day, parking and craziness, not
Yeah,
then.
Oh, not at the, you're talking about
Actual
just
day.
people at the, oh, okay.
yeah.
So,
And we'll,
Kinda crazy.
we have a meeting tomorrow, right? Yeah. I'll get with them and see if they got, use that for something, or if they want to report it off, or.
Okay.
Good idea.
but that's just something that we've thought on a safety aspect. It would be safer for everybody, and it would make it easier as far as traffic around the park.
well, that was better than I thought you were gonna say we're gonna lay them down and shoot them,
You could do that.
you know, shoot them around in the crowd.
Shoot 'em around.
Yes, okay, I just,
Let little kids draw numbers.
there you
and
go,
light them
right,
off.
yeah. All right, thanks, Steve, appreciate it. Commissioner Rodriguez.
I'm wondering if you want the fireworks to be shot out. Are we low on count of emergency calls? Is that what?
Yeah, that was right.
No, I wanted to thank Evelyn for sparing me some of her time earlier or later last week. I had a couple questions and she did awesome, and so thank you, Evelyn, for that. Aside from that, I have none.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Rumor?
I just have a couple of questions at accounts payable, but
Oh.
I don't have anything else.
All right. Commissioner White.
I'd like Evelyn to come up and talk about what she's doing this weekend.
Well, I'm on public
She's on,
comment.
oh, yeah.
Are you on
she-
public
Yeah,
comment?
yeah.
For that though?
Yeah,
Oh, well, you can use my time if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, I can, whatever you guys want.
she's got unlimited time, I'm gonna
Oh,
hold you to
okay.
3 minutes,
Yeah.
so. Okay,
Evelyn Hogan with the Lovington EDC. We'd like to invite each and every one of you to come out for our 11th annual Cinco de Mayo out at the Lee County Fairgrounds. We've got 3 live entertainment events. Our entertainment this year is actually really, really good. It's probably the best we've had. So we expect the crowd to be larger than ever. Also, thank you to the city for allowing me to have 2 to 3 employees from the Parks and Rec department. Robert's gonna allow 3 folks to come out and help us clean. It's normally always just 4 of us, me, my husband, Diana, and her husband. get voluntold, that we have to throw trashes, so it's usually a very, very long night for us. We usually leave at 4 a.m., so it's almost a 22-hour day for us being out there. But we love what we do. We'll have the usual, we have the asada cook-off, we'll have karaoke contests, we will have a salsa contest. We have a lot of food vendors. We've got some vendors that are coming in from the Delhart, Texas area.
Yeah.
We've got some people from Crane coming in, so we've, our advertising has actually reached really far. We've got some really good different ones, but we've got a lot of good variety out there that day. This year, what we've changed, we're not having door counters this time. I've always had door counters, and I could give you an accurate number of how many people came through the gate. This year, since the EDC has purchased a program called Placer AI, we are geo-fencing our event, and it will actually give us a number of how many people came more than 30 minutes away, more than an hour away, so it gives us a better number on who is coming out, where they're coming from, and we're hoping to get really, really good numbers. Event starts at 3 p.m., ends at midnight, so you will be getting a lot of phone calls. Midnight-ish.
Unless you wanna clean until 4.
Yeah, it's clean until 4, but midnight-ish. I know every year we're very popular with the sheriff's department and the police department.
Yeah.
I believe last year, I think they had 28 calls, but everyone knows the event's going on, so anyone that would like to be an asado judge, please let me know. We'd love to have you, but we'd love for you to come out and see what we do. We're really good at that event is actually one of the biggest ones that we have, but we invite you for our 11th annual Cinco de Mayo event, Saturday at the Lee County Fairgrounds.
Just why don't you explain the Placer AI, good, or whatever.
So,
A little bit, just
Well,
kind of
just a
how it
little bit,
works. I'll get it
yes.
out there in a minute.
So, the EDC purchased this about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, and we got it right before the Albertson store opened, just to kind of see what the numbers were, where people were coming from, just to kind of give you an estimate on how it works. We geo-fenced in the Albertsons supermarket from the day it opened all the way up till March 22nd, so it opened on the 6th through the 22nd in 15 day-ish. We've had 59.9 thousand people come to the Albertsons. And we had about 18% were people driving more than 35 miles to come to the store. So I'm assuming maybe like Plains, Dora. We've had a really good number on that. 50% was Lovington residents, 30% was people coming from Hobbs. So that's how we're able to see the numbers. We can also use this for other towns. It's not specifically just for Lovington, so I can actually geofence an event that's in Hobbs, and I can find out who's going to their events, where they're attracting from. And it's been very helpful for us. The main reason why we purchased this program was for retail recruitment. So we're able to hypothetically, let's just say this is just something that we've looked at. We're looking to potentially maybe recruit for a new sandwich shop, maybe Firehouse Subs, Jersey Mike's, Sklarski's, anything different, just something besides what we have, and we're able to see if it's a match. It's kind of, it'll tell us if we're 100% match, that we're able to recruit it. I will be able to have the data to prove traffic counts, how many people come through that area, how many people are actually driving from Lovington to Hobbs to go eat there at Firehouse Subs, or how many people from Lovington are going to Jersey Mike's and Lubbock to go eat there. So I am able to get those numbers, and it helps us when it comes to the recruiting process. Makes my life a little bit easier when I go recruit in May to Vegas. And so that's the reasoning behind purchasing this program. And if anybody would like any type of data, or just to even see what, we're always open for suggestions. Just don't come out with something like, we want a Olive Garden in Lovington, because I mean, it's hard. We
Target,
don't have any liquor licenses
Whataburger, there's
anything
a
like
lot
that.
of things, yeah.
But what our main focus, the Lovington EDC's main focus has been when it comes to retail recruitment, is that anything that Hobbs already has, it's easier for us to justify. If you're doing really well in Hobbs, let's move into the next largest community, which would be Lovington. Because if I go and try to recruit an Olive Garden, what they're gonna tell me is, when I look at all your data, why would I come to Lovington when I can come to Hobbs? Hobbs has a population. Hobbs has, they would do a lot better in Hobbs. So our focus has been what Hobbs already has and what people are leaving Lovington to go do in Hobbs, the leakage, that's where we're trying to recruit. That's our focus. We're being realistic on what we can and cannot do. But if anybody's interested, or if there's anything that you guys would like to see in town, we'd be more than happy to recruit for it. We are leaving, or I'm leaving May 17th, and I'll be in Vegas from May 17th through May 23rd. And it's been very successful for us. The retail show in Vegas has, that's where we were, you know, the Albertsons, the Wendy's, Tractor Supply are the ones that came from that show. The show was very successful. They have over 65,000 attendees. Every franchise is at this location, and it makes our life a little bit easier. We are in the middle of a momentum, so we don't want to stop what we're doing. And due to the fact that we actually have available space, you know, the shopping center that's gonna go by Albertsons, plus the other shopping center that's available in town. So we have places to put these people, and it should be a little easier. Not saying it's gonna happen within months, because everything that we do takes years. But just know that we're actively recruiting, and that was the main purpose of the Place Area I was for the recruitment of Lovington.
Thank you.
Anything else?
No question.
No?
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Commissioner White, for your time. Commissioner Perry.
You know, over the weekend, I had a couple of calls from constituents. One contacted me actually by email, asking me to just notice around town some of the businesses and eyesores that we have, weeds, that sort of thing. So I appreciate that information. It's kind of a tough season right now to deal with weeds, but it's a valid point. The other was a call, I think came in Saturday about a water leak, and we got the word to Robert, and he dealt with it, and it's a kind of turned into a big deal, and he's gonna finish that up. What'd you say, tomorrow? Tomorrow night?
Wednesday night, probably 11 o'clock at night or something like that, so
So,
late at night.
so good job from his department for that.
Anything further?
That's it.
No? Thank you, Commissioner.
He wants to say something, if you get out
Okay.
So, public
What, I know, okay, hang on just a second. In regards to what?
He wants the water turned on over there on Commercial down about 2-3 streets down. He needs to buy a larger trailer house and set up his RV.
Okay, we're gonna have public comment in just a minute. I'm sorry, we're just kinda doing, tell him, give me just a minute and we will get him the time. All right. All right, thank you. All right. City Manager.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, as I said, Ed is out sick today, but he is on speakerphone. We'd like to address the commission regarding the enterprise discussion item.
Okay.
Regarding action item 2026-055, when we get there, we may have to table that. I don't think Crystal and I are ready to propose that to the commission, probably we just need till the next meeting for that one. We had a meeting, Tony and I had a meeting with Pace Audio last Friday, regarding the acoustics in the commission chamber. They recommend installing 13 mics for each spot at the dais, as well as one at the podium, as well as a portable mic for if we ever want to hear comments from the public, removing these 2 speakers and putting in speakers in the ceiling above where the audience is or the public is, and they can hear directly like that. And tying it all in so it's all heard online.
Okay.
So they advise they're gonna have a bid into me this week, and the work should take about 2 days.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, so I'll be able to report shortly on that. The GRT number for February 2026, which was distributed in April, was $1,103,687.29, as compared to $844,928.90 for the same period last year. Our trailing 12-month average monthly GRT is now 1.13 million per month. Leading sectors were retail, construction, transportation, and warehousing. As everyone knows, as of last Monday, the Lovington Safe Haven Baby Box is officially open. EMS volunteered that they have some money left over in this fiscal year's advertising budget, and they suggested making some public awareness radio spots in English and Spanish, just to kind of get the word out there that this exists and it's open. And as Chief mentioned, thank you to Lee County for not only securing the Department of Homeland Hazard Mitigation Grant for upgrading our 3 emergency sirens and adding 5 new ones, but also for voting at last week's meeting to finance the local match portion of the grant, which was the local match was $146, but the overall grant is $550,000. The management team from Blue Pony was in town last week and met with the mayor, Evelyn from EDC, and myself, and again walked the property. They were in state to also visit state officials in Santa Fe, and their initial round of fundraising for the project continues. Our departmental budget workshops are all done. And Ed and I strongly propose we've scheduled a budget workshop meeting for next Monday, May 4th. I know that's a bad week for Commissioner White, but we feel it's critical that we hold this workshop so that the commission has ample time before the official May 11th consideration for approval of the budget vote to see a granular presentation, department by department, of what is being proposed in this year's budget. And I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Questions?
5:30.
No.
No, okay.
No.
What, you name the time?
Because I had told you
Okay.
I couldn't do May the 4th at night, so
That's-
I won't be here.
We can really make it
It's May the
any
4th
time
and
that
Lucky
week,
Day.
at any time.
Okay.
Any day that week, at any time.
I have Friday, I'm out. I can't.
I told him, I said, you had kind of
Yeah,
mixed
'cause
the
I
whole
have
week.
like parties and practice and stuff all week. I can't really do anything.
Honey?
Um.
That was
wanna do
the
it, like,
only
in the
time.
morning on Monday?
Well, that's what I was saying. I can do it anytime, and just
Yeah, whatever
not
you
late.
say.
Monday,
You do it 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, like the 8 or 8:30, whatever's better, so you can get everybody here and ready to
Get your
go.
breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast, but okay.
Commissioner, is everyone good with that time?
8 a.m. is my
8 a.m.
Is 8:30 better?
I don't know.
At this moment, you know? Okay.
8:30 Monday, May 4th.
That works.
Shannon will have to re-advertise.
8:30.
Okay. And the department heads will be here as well for any of their specific questions. And that's all I have.
Okay. Questions? Other questions, excuse me. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Ms. Ball?
Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. Just trying to keep up with permitting. It's been a little tough being out of person. But been working on getting my presentation together for my CERCO meeting, which is next month, May. I have that presentation to give to get those grants. That's when they do the judging of those grants and give the scores. And the score affects how it goes to NMDOT for awarding. So hopefully I'll have a good presentation put together and be ready
What's
for
that
that. It'll be May 19th. No, May 20th, sorry,
Okay.
at 9 a.m. in the morning
Uh,
in Ruidoso.
Is Kate gonna be back?
I don't know if she'll be back by then or not, but I will be there to present that.
I knew you would be, but in case we need somebody.
We don't really have to have a second, if we don't need, but if you want to attend, that'd be great.
I was gonna see if somebody could attend to help, because it does help us in our points and everything, so.
Okay.
What date
Okay.
is it?
The 20th, I don't know what
May
that,
20th.
what
yeah,
that
Ruidoso
falls on, no?
19th, because it starts at 9 a.m.
Wednesday.
Ruidoso.
Wednesday, thank you. That's Wednesday.
No. it's
Put me
on-
as a last resort.
Huh?
Put me as a last resort and I'll go.
Put
with
you at last resort?
I'm
Okay.
serious, I will, like, let me know the week before and I'll
Okay.
go with you back to you.
But other than that, no, I'm just trying to keep up, like I said, with the public and keep up with permitting and people in my office all day long. Every time I leave, Evelyn tells me, there was 9 people coming for you.
We are EDC part-time working for planning and zoning.
All right.
EDCPZ.
Yeah, we've translated, Diana has been a help on the
Yeah.
afternoons, I'm in the mornings. And so let me just tell you, when Crystal is gone, I probably can tell people setbacks, what you can and cannot do, and how to fill out an application.
She's getting good at it, yeah.
Okay. Yes, Commissioner.
Are you approving permits too? And
First
He's got a couple.
life people can't approve permits.
Nope, that's all I have. I know the Lovington ETZ, the commission,
Mhm.
they're gonna have their first meeting that, since they've had in a while, on May 24th, at the Lee County Fair, courthouse at 5:30.
Okay.
And they do have a couple items on that agenda. And
I
then
know they've been
the
waiting.
authority will have a meeting afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, you don't have a date on that one, though?
No, do not have the, I will get that for you when I have the date.
As soon as they, yeah, please let Commissioner Ramona know.
Yep.
Since it's only been 5 years?
Hmm?
Approximately 5 years since we've had one, something like that.
Well, no, supposedly, it's just been a couple, it's just been 2 years since we've had them, but
The
it's
commission?
it's been 4 since I quit doing them. I quit
Oh.
handling the ETZ commission meetings here
I
at
don't
City Hall.
remember it being done in the last, well,
It's been a while.
it's been a while. Anyway, okay. Thank you. Any questions, Commissioners? All right, Counselor?
Mayor and commissioners don't have anything new to talk about at the meeting. May have some comments and can fill you in on resolution number 37 and maybe one other agenda item, but I'd be happy to stand for any questions if you have some.
All right. Well, I was gonna ask you if we were going to be postponing that, but it sounds like the temporary gas permit, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Daniel or Percheron identifying what their Cliff Note version, so to speak, of their procedure is gonna be. So without that, no opportunity to really put together the lease agreement for that
Okay.
parcel, so. But I figured at least we would put it on the record so that somebody knows what the status is, so.
Sounds good. All right, sounds good, thank you. All right. This brings us to our public comment time. And we do, normally we ask that you sign up, but we appreciate you coming. So he can address us now. Do you want to translate also, or does he need a translator? 'Cause I know we got Evelyn here, so.
Or what did you say?
I'm asking, does he need somebody to translate for him?
Well, I can, but if there's somebody, I think you'd be better.
Okay, Evelyn can translate. She does it a lot.
Yeah.
If she doesn't do it exactly right, just let her know.
And I have
We
worked
have
with
seen
this
him at the
citizen
office.
a little
We
bit.
have been translating at the
Yes.
office.
Right,
We've
okay.
been working on this.
Ahí quiero dejar, si me dan permiso para ponerla en un terreno que agarré.
¿Y ya han tratado de dar los permisos con Cristal?
Sí, ya, y no,
¿Te dijo que no?
que tengo que poner una trela grande. Tenemos un ave y las lunas quieren comer.
So he's been with Crystal, he's been at our offices, and he needs his name. ¿Cómo se llama?
Lucio,
¿Qué es apellido?
López Espinosa.
Lucio Lopez.
Okay.
And so he has been at the office, he's trying to get water, electrical, everything installed at his property. Apparently, I guess with the size of his trailer, he is not allowed to do that, and so he's been at the process with Crystal.
He has an RV,
Yes, he has an RV, and he's trying to,
put it on an individual property.
yes, and they're not allowing him, I guess you have to have a mobile home to be able to do that.
He needs a mobile home to go on the individual lot. An RV, the lot is not a big enough size to make it a whole RV park. Or, you know, so our ordinance, and there are other RVs out there. I have told code enforcement, they need to work that area, because there are just RVs out there everywhere.
Okay.
It is on East Madison and Monroe, out in that area, above the Martin Luther King Park.
Okay, I know exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
sí.
So he does, it is an RV, I mean, in the plans, it is to get a mobile home, but at this time, we cannot, and so that's one of the reasons why he wants to get utilities out at his mobile home, or RV, but at this time, we cannot purchase a mobile home.
Okay. The only thing we can say is that would have to go through planning and zoning, and Mike could go through the board, but
It could go through to planning and zoning and then to you guys for like a conditional use, to allow him the RV for a certain amount of time.
right.
And that would be a choice you guys would make.
But that would have to go through the planning and zoning
Yes.
board. So he needs, yeah, I don't know the scheduled times for the planning and zoning board.
So when I get an application for planning and zoning, I have to have it 21 days prior to a meeting, just so I have enough time to send out appropriate letters to the surrounding properties and get it scheduled. So usually a month ahead of time, they
But
file.
there's nothing scheduled right now.
No,
Okay.
no, he hasn't scheduled anything. He hasn't come back in since I told him he couldn't do an RV. He hasn't
I
come back in.
understand.
Pues las reglas de la ciudad no dejan poner lo que tiene que ser una regla permanente, pero dijo que hay un comité ahorita que puede ir a platicar con
And
ellos,
that's
decirle
where-
lo que tiene, y a lo mejor le pueden dejar que sean 8, un año, que le den tiempo para poder, cuando esté listo para comprar tela, ya esté listo.
Yo le mandé una carta al gobernador.
You send a letter to the governor.
Me dijo que iba
Tratar de ayudarlo. So I'm assuming he's reached out to the state of New Mexico, wanting, he can get it resolved, and according to the correspondence, they were gonna try to look into it. Pero no le está diciendo que no, lo que está diciendo es que hay un comité que tiene que publicar cartas a las oficinas. Yo le ayudo, al cabo yo estoy en la misma oficina que ella,
yo le he visto ahí.
y yo le puedo ayudar y podemos empezar el tramiteo de poner al comité para ver si le dejan temporalmente, dejarle que le pongan las posibilidades a su RV, y ya cuando en el futuro, no sé cuánto tiempo le darán, pero a lo mejor en el futuro podemos conectar una trailer móvil, pero esos son el proceso que necesitamos hacer ahorita, por mientras.
¿Dónde le vieron?
Para atrás a las oficinas de nosotros, ahí con Cristal, y nosotros le empezamos a ayudar con el proceso de juntarnos con el comité para poder ayudar. ¿Está bien? ¿Esto?
Sí.
I do
Thank
believe Robert had met with him and he needed a new water meter on that property. The old meter that was actually there was for some other homes further down. And that's another thing of when we want to look at doing the amendment to Chapter 17, the zoning code. We have several lots that have RVs on them. Is that something the commission would be open to, allowing an RV, since so many people do live in RVs? Is that something commission would want to look at, is allowing a single RV to be used as the permanent residence on the lot?
Okay, all right.
That's you guys'
That-
direction on
Well,
that.
I know, but
Yeah.
we've got to get it, first of all, this was just an information. I think he has what he understands what he needs to do.
Exacto. Nomás
Okay.
le queda seguir nosotros, yo le ayudo con lo que necesita hacer para poder tratar, a ver si podemos cambiar las reglas para poder beneficiar a ustedes. Pero también este comité va a tener que mandar cartas a sus vecinos diciéndole que lo que quiere ser usted y que ellos no tengan problema con ustedes. No creo.
Pues ahí no hay vecinos, casi nomás uno.
Bueno, pues ahí le agarraría la carta y se nos tiene problema con las utilidades. Y si él no se presenta, pues no tiene problema.
Bueno.
Okay.
Sí.
He's gonna come back to us.
All right.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Just a minute, sorry. That concludes our public comment time. I'm sorry.
You get to say circle back.
Let's circle back, okay. All right, brings us to our non-action items. First, this is the discussion of the enterprise lease program. Y'all don't have to stand up there until there's maybe a question that you can help with us or whatever, but it's totally up to you. All right,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I'm sorry, we have to do it. Just go ahead and restate your name, both of you, and then he's gonna get Ed on the phone, which is our finance director. And then, Robert, are you going to speak?
I will listen, and then whatever questions I have, I guess I'll say something.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right. Does Ed want to comment as we go, or does he want to comment now?
Ed, how would you like to do this? Would you like to comment as we go or just at the end?
No, I think it's best they make their presentation and then I'll have a few comments.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, we've pretty much had the, Robert, I'm sorry. What is the request? Let's get the request that you are asking us to look at.
I'm asking to replace 10 pickups.
10 pickups,
Yes, sir.
okay?
They went ahead and did the whole fleet of pickups, and that's what they're working on to replacement over time. For now, we're needing about 10 pickups is what we need.
Okay, all right.
Robert, Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Robert, what's the breakdown? Half tons, 3/4 tons, what do you look at?
Half tons, maybe a couple of 3/4 tons.
And what departments?
Water, parks, and cemetery.
Water parks and
Cemetery.
And what are you wanting to replace?
I'm wanting to replace, most of the pickups are 2007 pickups, 3/4 ton pickups. The mileage is unknown, there's nothing left of those. Some of those pickups I put together last year, we took them to auction. We put some parts off the pickups that we sold, and we put on these pickups to get them going for a while. But now it's getting to where we're spending more money on those at the end of, at the shops and stuff, than what they're really worth going selling at auction.
Okay.
And also on that part, I was gonna ask, we talked about a 3,500 pickup with the crane on it for our lift stations. We're getting to the point where I think last year we had one guy cut his finger off on one of the manholes. They're heavy, especially one on K. I think there's 1,200 pounds for that one. If something happens and it slips off, but we're doing it with the hand pump right now, hand crank. That's dangerous. Some of those pumps are 800, 1,000 pounds. At night, there's really no way of doing it. You have to have 3, 4 people out there doing it, so it's kind of, it would help on that part. I don't think she has all the information for that truck yet. I think we started working on it, but I think it'll be pretty soon.
Okay, all right. Thank you. At least we've kind of got an idea of where we're headed.
Yes, sir.
We know where we've been for a year.
What would the average cost be per pickup at government rate?
50,000. 54,000, I'm sorry.
For the half
For the
ton,
half ton,
65 for the 3/4?
Yes, sir.
And the one with the winch?
That's probably 120, 130 up in that range. I think we got a ballpark estimate. Yeah, that's what it's a ballpark estimate, was 130 was.
Okay,
And those don't have to be anything nothing like that, just simple pickups, manual windows or whatever it comes with, just work trucks. We need work trucks.
before we go any further, any questions before Robert, he may or may not sit down, so.
No.
Okay, all right. Up to you, you can stand.
I'll
or-
stand up here just in case.
Okay, all right. A question while you were doing your presentation, and I know we're already into a year. Okay. Have you performed a cost analysis for the city based on basically our current addition, also our previous cost? I don't know. We have, since approximately a year ago, that's the last time we've talked about it. Because the next question I have is, taking the chief's words, if we had a $100,000 incurrence this year for 5 vehicles, is that $100,000 that continues for years on those 5, and now we're looking at another $100,000? So this year, if we did 5 more, it would be $200,000, and ultimately, then it becomes a repetitive cycle. So what would be, it's going to ramp up until all vehicles in his department are in their years of service, and then how would that be as far as a total yearly cost? I mean, basically, it's a cost analysis of replacing everything, and then an ongoing cost to keep everything replaced based on, cost of vehicles going up and everything else. That's part one. Second, worst case scenario. We don't like, for some reason, the contract we get into. Mike, this isn't a question for you guys, this is a question for, pretty much the city manager, the financial director, and the ones that are involved. We said, okay, we just can't do this anymore. Now how are we gonna replace, how many vehicles does the city currently own that possibly could fall into this program?
It's a good question.
Okay,
Because
because,
I don't know, like it came up today about, what were we talking, the tractor, right? I don't know what they're able to finance. Currently, we have 4 police units and 1 ATV under it, right? And you're asking for 5 or 10 pickup trucks, which they definitely finance.
I do understand the chief's analysis of every year he's asking for some amount of money to replace 5, but do we have kind of a program on how those, in the old manner, but now that we're into this new one?
Well, let me just say this, and this is nothing against Enterprise. And Ed will kind of speak to this a little bit, but the alternative to this program could be financing the vehicles and purchasing them out of the Capital Projects Fund. Capital Projects Fund comes from the state, and a lot of it is used to pay the city's portion of big capital outlay grants the city gets, or they augment the grants we get from various sources. Currently, in the cash balance for the Capital Project Fund, we have 1.567 million. I think Ed might have some philosophical questions about how, it's financed, and I kind of ran into those issues when I was a police chief with Axon, and their argument against any conflict is, in their program, the city could opt out at any given year. So we're not spending future money. We're not spending 2028's money or committing to spending it now, because their contract calls for 5 years. You can opt out at any time, right? Now, if we opted out, we'd have to come up with 5 units like that.
Yeah, that's
But-
right now.
Right.
If we get 25 units in and we decide to opt out, now we gotta come up with 25 units.
Right.
I mean, I wanna make sure that I understand the way this would happen.
And I'll defer to Ed because he's, I think, got an opinion on this.
Okay?
Ed, Mr. Fierro?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir, we can.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. How are you today?
We're good. Sorry you're not.
Better than I am at the time. First of all, let me say that this program that the chief has entered into, first let me begin by saying that normally in most circumstances, the municipality is prohibited from borrowing money without taxpayers' approval. Now, for example, if you were to go out for a general obligation bond, you have to have taxpayers' approval to issue that obligation. Now, through the years, the lease idea has crept into government, and the important thing to remember is that when you enter into a lease, what you're really doing is you're borrowing money, you're financing your purchase, and the lease, for it to be legal, has to give the municipality the option to cancel at the end of the year, because you cannot obligate future money without taxpayers' approval. You can only obligate current year's budget. You cannot obligate next year's budget. What this program does, Enterprise or any other program similar to it, what they're doing is you're borrowing money to purchase these vehicles, and you're paying a they're offering a rate of about 6.5% to purchase these vehicles. Now, they'll tell you it's okay to cancel at any point, but then you're gonna run into a problem like the mayor suggested, that if you were to cancel, then you would be out vehicles. If you enter into these leases, you're really making a long-term commitment, because you're not gonna be able to all of a sudden pull the plug and get out of the lease without having to invest a lot of money in the future obligations. I would just caution the commission that if their desire is to use an organization such as this organization or another leasing company organization, that what you're really doing is you're financing vehicles. What Chief Clark has said to me, and one of the advantages of the program is that they kind of keep an eye on the maintenance. And I question that in the respect of, why can't we keep an eye on the maintenance? Why are we that inept in-house that we don't know when it's time to change the oil or to rotate tires? Do we need to hire somebody that kind of keeps an eye on that sort of stuff? Do we have to pay somebody externally to manage that? You know, one of the commissioners recently told me we have to stop wasting money. And so my suggestion is to the commission is for you to analyze and decide whether you want to finance vehicles or you want to purchase vehicles on your own. Currently, we have $15 million in the general fund. In the capital projects fund, we have $1.5 million. And some of that money is to supplement or the match portion of grants. But not all of it is needed for that. My recommendation is that the city council seriously look at start a program where you're purchasing your own vehicles. It doesn't make sense to me when we have access to, I don't know, $16, $17 million, why we're financing vehicles when we have that kind of money. For example, I know that in the finance department, we need a new copier. And an easy way to do it is to say, well, I'm gonna lease the copier for 5 years. Well, if I lease that copier, I'm really gonna pay interest beyond the original cost of the copier. And again, why do I wanna pay interest when I have money available to me? So that would be my concern. I understand that the city has become behind in the fleet. There's a problem that has to be addressed. But what is the best way? Robert comes to you and says, well, I need this, I need 10 vehicles. Well, that's nice, Robert, and I understand your concerns, Robert, but we have to be practical. I can give you 2 or 3 vehicles this year, and next year I'll give you 3 more vehicles, and the year after that, 3 more vehicles, and we'll get you your 10 vehicles. But we can't do it all in 1 year. You're gonna have to work with us. We can't all of a sudden spend all kinds of money or with the leasing company, what their main focus is gonna be. Well, we don't hit your budget that often. If Robert comes to you and says, I need 10 vehicles and it's gonna cost, I don't know, $600,000. Well, you don't wanna hit the budget for $600,000 this year, but we'll let you hit the budget for $50,000. Okay, yes, it's less painful. It is less painful, but you're paying interest. You're spending money you don't need to spend. And as one commissioner said, stop wasting money. And so that would be
Hold on, Ed, 1 second, please. And hang on one second.
That needs to be in the budget meeting, not here.
I was gonna say, this is a, yeah,
Okay.
this is a discussion
And we're gonna
on,
continue that in our budget workshop on Monday. Is that any, do you need anything else from Ed? Hold on one second.
well, does any commissioner have a question for Ed? We,
I have a question.
oh, absolutely.
Hold on, Commissioner Ramon has a question.
If we've had roughly $16 million to purchase vehicles, why haven't we done it?
It's not in the budget. I mean,
But it's available.
we could do a bar, and we could buy 5 vehicles for $300,000 tomorrow.
I'm just saying, it's not right for these guys to be driving around in vehicles that their doors don't close.
Mhm. And
Some vehicles don't even have seats.
He has apportioned county money for wastewater exactly, and he could use that for those.
That's up to the commission. That's gonna
I'm just-
require a budget.
I didn't hear Commissioner Ramon's question.
Okay, we've had the presentation, we know where we're at,
You know where Ed stands.
we definitely know where Ed stands. And I do believe that this is gonna have to be something that is addressed
At the budget workshop.
at a budget workshop or whatever, and then we need to see if a portion, however we wanna move forward.
Right.
Cause we're not gonna get anywhere today.
And that's the commission's decision. So hopefully Ed will be better and back
That's the goal.
next Monday at 8:30 a.m. All right, thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. Feel better. Bye-bye.
I have a question for them.
Absolutely. That's why we're here.
So it's like a financing program. Is there an early payoff penalty? Like, what if?
Great question. Is it okay if I combine both of y'all's questions kind of together and
You-
get a lot?
Yes, I mean, and, we don't yet know when we're gonna really get into the depth of this.
Sure.
So, you can defer to,
And
once
if-
we do know, so, but,
Just
yes.
throw it out there if you do have additional questions. I do budget workshops as well, so I'd love to answer those
Okay.
questions in depth. But just from a high level, first of all, are our vehicles called leases? Yes, but they're not the traditional dealer leases that most people are associating with. So first is there is no mileage charge. Second, there is no damage charge. And third, you keep equity. The reason they're called a lease is we hold on to the title because that allows us to privatize the sale on the back end. We have a team that's really, really good at selling vehicles. And typically they got 9% above black book value last year. All that money went back to our clients. So that's, to be transparent, that's what pays our fees. We help create more money and more savings for these public entities. It pays our fees, and still usually we're showing that over 10 years, we'd still create about a $50,000 savings. Our goal is to create a roadmap and streamline and find out what works great for this city, because it might not be the same program that works for the different partnerships. So our program is a la carte, whether it be our maintenance or our fuel. We want to find out what works for you. As far as funding and acquiring vehicles, 3 ways we acquire vehicles. If you have that immediate need, we absolutely can go to a dealership. But really where government and municipalities benefit is we have the ability to factory order for you. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to cut down costs by being able to order the exact truck that you need. So we can not only right size, but also right type your vehicles. City of Alamogordo is doing that right now with all of their white fleet, because to be transparent, some of their cars were older than the drivers driving them, which based on this, I wouldn't question if it's the same thing if the doors aren't closing. Ultimately, it's taking you 19 years to cycle the vehicles. So there is a point to Roberts that we need to create a stronger cycle to have the employees and to have safe vehicles on the road for the clients. And as far as funding goes, we're not a bank, we just provide options for you. And everything we do make sure it's legal. We have a whole legal team. The way we're able to help is our economies of scale. So to Ed's point, we do have 200 AFC certified techs on the back end that are making sure you're not being overcharged or overserviced at a dealership. They're also negotiating pricing for you. They're also making sure things are being covered under warranty that otherwise might not be. And we have a lot of clients, which Josh can speak to in a moment, that really benefit off of those programs. But you do not have to finance with us. That's just a way that gives you cash flow advantage. One of the ways that really helps municipalities is it's called an open-ended equity lease, and you can finance down to a residual, because our theory is if you're not going to use a vehicle down to a 0 depreciation, why are you gonna pay it down to a zero depreciation? Why not free up that money so you can use it in other avenues of your municipality that might need it at that time? But if you do wanna pay cash because that's what you're comfortable with, by all means, you're welcome to. So if they wanted to take it out of that budget, but still have us manage those fleets to find those operational efficiencies and create that roadmap to streamline the service, we absolutely can do that. My goal is just to advise you, and then it's up to you whether you take the advice or not. So, for instance, if it's written to a 5-year term, we may come to you at year 3 and say, hey, market's hot, we recommend you sell. You say yes or no. It's completely, it's your vehicle. Vice versa, we may come to you at year 5 and say, market's not doing well, we recommend you hold on to this vehicle. You say yes or no. Completely up to you. There's no penalty to pay off. This is your vehicle. So if you guys wanted to take title of the vehicle and you're just like, I'm not into this program, pay off the vehicles, they're yours. We want to earn your business. And the way we do that, we have over 98% retention rate with our government clients. We have hundreds of government clients throughout the United States. And it's really because we've been able to help make that dollar go farther. Our value add is being that additional resource so that Chief Clark and his team can be on the road versus having a down vehicle, or Robert's team can service the cemetery or water and be in safe vehicles to help limit those liabilities for the city. That's really what our value add is we want to help you and we create those operational savings. Just to give you an idea, factory order pricing for some of the vehicles that Robert was looking at, factory order pricing today would have been under $40,000 if we were able to get exactly what he needed.
And on some of that, what Mr. Fierro said about servicing the vehicles, we do that ourselves. We've gotten the pro for the last 1.5 years, 2 years, we change our oil, we do our own brakes, we rotate our own tires. We wouldn't need, if you went this way, we wouldn't need that part of it. We do that ourselves. We keep records, logs, everything. Oil changes, grease, rotating tires, we do that ourselves. So that's what we would do if you would go that way.
And I currently, Lacey's really great at like explaining the program, but I'm really the one that services all the government and commercial entities throughout the state right now, maintaining that multi-year partnership. And really, at the end of the day, I think when you're doing your own maintenance and everything, and we have our outsourcing, all of that is really just meant for us to gather data. How much are we spending on fuel? Is there any opportunities for us for fuel savings? It doesn't make sense based on the amount of maintenance that we've spent on a truck to cycle it out now or to hold on to it for a year. All that is supposed to streamline into the website to give you guys better analytics and data on that. What traditionally happens when we start with the partnership, because you said like we have $100,000 this year and we got $100,000 next year and it keeps going and going, right? What I've experienced so far just working with our local government entities is once we get this first round of vehicles in, typically what I see is there's a right sizing opportunity because we're getting more operating, more reliable vehicles, more safe vehicles on the road, and we're able to sort of streamline the amount of fleet vehicles that we have. So we cut out some vehicles, hey, we're able to downsize auctions some things off, but as you start to get into more of the 3 to 5 year mark, and we start to stabilize the budget because with our maintenance program, you have a flat sustainable budget, so you avoid these peaks and valleys in operational spend. But then we start to take the equity in that fleet and we capture that, we sell the vehicle at the right time before the significant maintenance expenses go up, before fuel degradation goes down, and that's how we stabilize the budget. One of my clients now, government municipality, they're driving 2022 F-150 regular cabs for about $900, $1,000 per month right now, just on the program, but we're determining for model year 27, and we're forecasting that we're gonna be able to turn those vehicles in, sell them, and then get 2027s for about the same monthly payment. So that's really the goal that we're going up against. It's not, hey, you have to replace it in a year. It might be 10 this year, it might be 20 the next year, it might be 5 the year after that. It's really just an ongoing discussion, and you're not necessarily committing to a long-term plan. Now, if you are worried about, hey, we need to get out of this program, or we've got to do something different, again, to Lacey's point, we can fund it however you see fit. We can do cash purchases, so you're not paying Any interest expenses, we can absolutely do that and essentially put together what it's gonna cost this year minus the equity of the vehicles that we're selling, and then this is our yearly budget. We can absolutely do that, or we can do sort of a hybrid mix where maybe you put down big enough down payment so you're risk-free from day one. So if that vehicle lands and it's like, we've gotta get out of it, there's no really money down if you wanna sell it, or if you wanna keep it, you just pay off the amount. So there's really just options, and every single commercial client that I work with or government municipality is different.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
All right, first of all, we are talking about something that is ultimately going to be looked at as procurement. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, last year, anyway, there was a different group up here, but since we already have a relationship, I don't mind asking this of you guys. Can you assist the city in evaluating our fleet? Because if we go in a direction that this is an ongoing situation, it will have to go out to FRP, where it wouldn't be just you, it would be anyone that has your capabilities of evaluating. I don't know, and I'm talking actually for the city manager, and I don't mean to be right now, but that's the way this is gonna have to progress in order for us to be able to get some movement in this area. And then with that is going to be an analysis of how much money we are able to assist it with. Right now, we're in the blind. I'm sorry? Can Leslie talk? Oh, I didn't see you raising your hand.
I know, I was kind of.
I'm sorry, I'm looking up here.
So we probably do not, we're in the middle of finalizing our asset management plan.
Okay.
David Miranda, the city manager, is working with Pettigrew and Associates, so we do have a lot of that data already. We don't want to, if we go out to RFP, we don't want to have this company involved in the process, because that would deny them a chance to bid on the procurement.
Okay, well.
So, but we do, I believe we have a lot of the data already.
Okay, I didn't know that we had moved in any direction. I mean, we're in the blind up here. We have this thrown at us and we're like, there's been no preparation or whatever. I understand you need vehicles, Robert. I'm not, that has nothing to do with this. I'm just saying that right now, we don't have, yes.
May I address Commissioner Ramon's question? So back in 2021, when I was police chief, every department had fights to get their people the best stuff. And I had this argument with Ed, and first it was for tasers with Axon, then it was body-worn cameras with Axon, then it was cloud storage with Axon, then it was in-car cameras, and Ed fought me, and I said, no, we can opt out at any time. In 2021, we were broke. So I was 90% for it, and I'm not influencing the commission. I was 90% for it because I could get the best equipment right now and opt out at any time. Sounds good for a department head. Since then, luckily, our fortunes have changed. So we're in a better position to where now I think it's really 50-50. Ed has got a philosophical difference, as we all heard, but the city's health has changed since that time. To answer your question, well, why don't we just buy them? Well, that option is there. I'm not saying we could buy 20 tomorrow, but
No.
and that's why I gave the cash balance of the capital asset fund. So that's why the city is so used to being broke that we have that kind of mentality, which you guys serve a critical need, don't get me wrong. I mean, a small city, no money, you can come in and get 5 new vehicles for not very much money. It's wonderful. I'm just saying our position has changed a little bit, so we have a little bit more, I don't want to say leveraging, but we have the benefit of both. So it'll be up to the commission to decide. And Ed will go with the commission's recommendation.
Okay, well, all right. Ms. Bolden. I'm sorry. You'll have to stand up. All right. As the chief procurement officer, okay, we didn't have, I don't guess you were there, you weren't that at the last year, but anyway, it seems to me like, in a way, we're already violating procurement in this area. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Wait.
that's good.
Unless you
Because
can find your sole source.
Well, no, I know. I'm just saying the way we attempted it last year. We've got to reestablish how we're gonna attack this problem, and you're gonna need some help. So,
And that's a good segue into my presentation this evening.
Okay.
For you guys, so,
well, I mean, I feel bad because they've come here and whatever, and we're unable to make any movement here. I can only tell you we appreciate you coming, obviously, because we've already got a million questions. And there's no way we're gonna get this solved this evening or whatever, but I do ask that you continue to be helpful in any way you can, and, you know, we're going to basically ask the budget group, if we're gonna look at this for this year's budget, we better get started on that, so. Is there any other, I'm sorry, I took a lot of time to get there. Is there any questions?
No.
Okay, I don't hear any questions, and you're welcome to, any statement you wanna make.
Thank you. The one thing I would like to say is we actually are the Sourcewell Tips and Ian and I award members, so that should satisfy due diligence. So you should be compliant as far as due diligence goes.
Okay, good, thank you. That's, all right, again, thank you for your time
Thank you.
and
I
whatever, and
appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry that we're at this point.
Thank you.
Okay.
But he's telling me about coffee. And it didn't come
I
out of the
understand,
funding.
but his philosophical remark was, we basically have got to figure out a direction and then go for that. But I agree that we were probably over expounding on different things.
Yes.
All right, this moves us to our next item. Sorry, let me get back up here. Oh, this is you.
It's me.
Oh, well,
Okay, so, discussing design meeting agenda rules and procedures. We have an ordinance for how our meetings are run. They haven't been revisited in a while. I believe the Robert's Rule of Order was updated in '92, so we for sure need to fix that.
no, we updated it in after you and I got back.
Okay, well then it's been like 4 new
22.
editions since then.
Oh, well, we said the current.
Yeah, well, it just, in here, in this ordinance, it's 92.
Okay,
So-
I don't disagree with you.
And then also, on the very last page of what we have, it's page 8, it's still kind of set up like an old meeting, like when you used to have an FFA meeting. You would do reports by officers, old business, new business, petitions, and all that kind of stuff, then other business. So we need to kind of
Well-
set it up as to how we do them now.
We agree.
And then, and it also, it goes over agenda on this section right here. And I know, people like to set it up where it's like the 10 days ahead or whatever, so we all need to discuss that and see if we want to put that in words.
Well, the rules of procedure we talked
Yeah.
about having them updated this year, and we have not progressed because we've kind of been busy on getting everything else done.
Exactly, so
But
that's why I brought this, and I just was gonna throw it at you, give you time to look at it, so at some point in a month or two, we can get it
I
as
think it's
action
a
item.
great
and
idea.
Update it.
I again volunteer for that job. And it's my fault we haven't progressed on this.
It's been a little crazy, we understand. But,
Okay.
you're welcome.
Yes, no,
Some
you
things are
are,
just hard to
you are
find.
on spot, let's put it that way.
No, just keeping it
Keeping
at
it
the top of the
fresh.
pile, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
All
So
right.
if you could, I don't know, we could just
Okay.
put it as discussion again and as a meeting,
Come
or
up
as
with
a,
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
How does the commission feel about putting action items first and discussion items last, as the county does, for example?
some people have to get out of here, they don't wanna stay our whole meeting.
I don't care, I mean, I agree with either way is probably good, but, I don't think the majority of people come for action items, truthfully, I think the discussion items. But I think that's a good question to put on our new procedures, I mean, to adopt them in the correct way.
And we would have to advertise changes to this, so we have to decide to
Absolutely.
advertise, how, how
Absolutely.
we're written.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a process too.
Everything's a
So-
process.
I know. Just,
Uh,
it's not a little easy resolution is all I'm trying to say.
Oh, we agree.
Thank you.
Like the chickens.
Like the chicken.
Yeah, it's at least that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, any further questions before we move on? All right. This brings us to our discussion of ICIP process. Ms. Bolt.
Hello, Mayor, Commissioners. Is PowerPoint working? There we go. So I should have started with the ICIP. The ICIP is your infrastructure capital improvement project. So this is 3 parts. This is the first part where I just kind of overview what the ICIP is. The next commission meeting, I already developed your packages, so hopefully you'll get those soon where you can look at. That'll be your discussion on what you want to put on your improvement plan for FY28, which will start July 1st, 2027 for 5 years. The state has mandated that these have to be updated every year, and they've changed the date that they'll be updated July 1st. So we have it where we have the next 3 meetings to allow you enough time to talk to your constituents, kind of figure out your plan. This will be, I think will help with if you're leasing a vehicle, adding more to the fleet and so on. So I'm going to go through this. It's really quick. I gave you the larger package for you guys to take home for this part of the ICIP overview. So again, like I said, it's a 5-year mandatory capital planning tool from the state of New Mexico. It's updated annually, so you're not stuck with it for 5 years. You can continually updating if your priorities change. And it's used to prioritize and plan projects. So luckily we're in a great position now over the next couple of years to get into some major projects. And this is really required. This was something that came out of this conversation that was here tonight. All the municipalities are having it. So the state has mandated that everyone does these ICIPs. Okay? So it's a planning tool, not a funding source. It's not a guarantee of funding, and projects should be ready, not a wish list. It creates or improves infrastructure, long-term use, 10+ years. So it's your heavy equipment, heavy construction, roads, water, wastewater. Over 10,000, I don't believe we have anything on the current ICIP that's under 100, and should include cost in a funding plan. Why it matters, it's used by state and funding agencies. Perfect example is the governor has a capital outlay goes into 3 buckets. It's the legislature, well, it's the state representatives, the senator, and the governor. And the governor has quite a bit, but she'll only take the top 1 and 2 on your ICI plan for consideration. So it supports capital outlay requests and help aligns funding opportunities with other state agencies. We have many projects funded or underway. We're in a great position. We have a couple more projects that are about to start soon. And we have a lot of projects that are finishing up. Also, we do not have any reauthorizations. Every capital outlay and project that we have on the books that is ending on June is ending in June. We're not asking for any extensions, so that's a great progress. So the ICIP needs alignment with your progress and should shift towards completing phases. So the capital projects account that David Miranda was referring to is a certain percentage of our local GRT is put into that. We do use capital projects to take care of our match. We also put in any of the grant money that's paid ahead of time. That goes into that to cover the match against some of the projects that were already formalized and so on and so forth. So that's kind of what the capital projects account is and where we're at. So the commission's role is to set the priorities and rankings, add or remove projects, and incorporate your community input from your constituents. Our ICIP plan is located on our website, on the city's website. Under commission, if you'll click on that and go down to ICIP, you'll see the current plan that we have. You can also send it to anyone that takes a look at it. We were funded last year. Our wastewater treatment plan improvement kind of overview project has been funded through 3 phases. So we're very happy for that. We had the Denton building on there, which we did not get any funding. We had the street sweeper and bucket truck, which did not get any funding, but they were on the list, so those things may need to either come off the list, reprioritize, however you'd like to set it. And then staff's role is to update the ICIP based on your direction, develop the scopes and cost. So we'll have to develop, a lot of times we can do a best guess, we can adjust it depending on how it's, how the costs are going up or down. I'm gonna say up and not down. And then pursue funding and submit the ICIP. So this is basically a way to kind of do our capital stacks to get funding for these different projects. ICIPs are due July 1st. I will tell you that the Senior Citizen Center has their own ICIP, and so we'll have to do that at the same time as we do this one. So you can add more money if you see a need in the Senior Center, or you can add it to the Senior Center's ICIP. So it's different funding pathways for that. Then you're gonna rank them. So once we pick the projects, we're gonna rank them. And then it requires a resolution for approval that the commission approves the ICIP. And then what I do is I start uploading the scope of work, researching the scope of work, the cost involved into it, and then you make your final approval. I do the final tweaks, and that's it until next year. So just simple process, right? But it'll help with your funding and how you want to fund projects and what you guys are looking for in the future.
Leslie, can you talk about the timeline after July 1st, what we get into the fall and the session they go into session in Santa Fe, and then we meet then next February to lobby for these top 5, and how that whole
So
process?
it's not necessarily the top 5, it's whatever the commission determines that they want to focus on for the legislative session, and ask our state representatives and state senators for a capital outlay request. So capital outlay requests are just a way of funding your ICIP projects. So we funded the top, we put water as number 1. We put wastewater as number 2, but when we went for a capital outlay request, we asked for a number 2, which was wastewater, Denton building, and the street sweeper. We also asked for solar dryers because that was part of the wastewater, but it was a separate project, not a separate phase, but a separate project. So we received approval for the finishing of the wastewater treatment plan improvement project 2. Can't call it phases, because if you call it phases, EPA wants to be involved in all the phases. So it's project 2, EPA's project 1, liners, some other stuff. Project 2 is the big liners. Robert, is it, what's project 2, the big liners?
Project 2 will move into the solar dryer.
Solar dryers. And then we also we are 99.9% told that we got funding for that project too. So you might want to consider that when you're doing your thing. So capital outlay request that we present to the state rep is just a way of getting funding for these projects. So.
And to kind of give you a benchmark, through capital outlay funding, we generally average anywhere between 1.7 to about 2.5 million a year. Anywhere in the top, I want to say top, but 3 to 5 projects, they generally pick what's, and that's why it's important to have good relationships with our legislators. 'Cause
Capital outlay is also good if you have a project that just needs a little hurdle to get over, that we've got some federal funding and then we realize that there's another aspect of it that we need. We can, capital outlay will do a lot of the gap funding for us too, so.
And then the end of the timeline is, so July 1st is the deadline, they'll vote on it or decide in February of 2027, and we'll get the funds in September of 2027. So this is looking ahead a year and a half.
Isn't it like November you're gonna present to the legislature?
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
that's another step in the process.
So that's a different process than this. This is just your tool that we would submit to the state on what you guys want to see for the city as far as projects for the next 5 years.
And gets entered into the portal.
Yeah. But it's a good tool because it gets the commission to get together and kind of prioritize what they feel is important for our major projects going forward.
Yes, and the package that you have is, Mayor Roberts is only 19 pages, but the actual package was 60, so I only got you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions?
I had looked at it, so, yeah, I do have a question.
Okay.
All right, in your timeline to get us July the 1st, all right, so this is the understanding of how it works.
Okay.
Okay? We have, with the current budget process now completed, but whatever, are there items on there that are gonna be kind of added to our current ICIP list that whenever it is presented to us, then we could kind of say, okay, ICIP to me is, these are big projects and could be a complete reamassing of how we do vehicles. I mean, that would be a project, not we need 3 police cars to whatever. That would be capital outlay if it was kind of an immediate or whatever need, or didn't fall under another another project or whatever. Maybe a vehicle wasn't the right thing, but a tractor, something like that.
If I may answer that, because the reverse just happened, or you'll see it happen. Last year, we asked for a street sweeper, $450,000, $400 to $450,000. They did not give us funding for that. This year, in my proposed budget, one of the items for streets is to spend $371,000 for a new street sweeper because it's 13 years old, but do that out of the capital projects, but actually budget for it and take it out of capital outlay. So that's kind of doing the reverse.
Well, I guess my point is, let's get these things allocated from the right funding source so that we can have a plan on how we're doing everything.
So this isn't a funding source.
I understand that.
So let's talk about roofs, because roofs are we have problems all over that we need to have a plan on how we're going to be replacing roofs. And what's the plan after 5 years, maybe 10 or 20 years down the road, how you're going to basically attack the roof replacement throughout our municipal buildings. So roofs, library came in with plans right at about $225,000. So we can kind of determine that it's going to be $250,000 per roof. So if you say on this ICIP that you want to identify that as project, as high information project 5 to replace our roofs over the next 5 years, 2028 through 2032, and you want $250,000 per year, or you want to replace 2 roofs, you tell me, and then we start looking to put the funding together with the city manager, with the finance director, with the sources that are available either federally or state agencies or so on. So that's how we put the plans together for what you guys, roads are always gonna be on there. What they had done in the past is, and the state has changed this too, so I think there was 75 projects on this ICIP. And each project had to have a scope written, and it was just like a, one block, you know, the block between Love and, Maine, and then they put a block as a separate project. We just wanna put, you guys wanna work on, road improvements. Crystal does the road grants, but they're not guaranteed. We never know how much they're gonna give us. But do you wanna put money for road improvements from this ICIP plan for the next 5 years? And then we can budget accordingly, with our capital projects budget or the streets budget or something like that. So
Right.
it's kind of like, which way do you guys want to go? Tell me, and I'll just write the reports for you.
And as Leslie says, capital outlay is only one funding source for ICIP. The point I was trying to bring up is that with capital outlay, it's gonna be subjective, so you wanna try to pick the projects to pitch to the legislators, what's gonna resonate with them. You know, last year, the street sweeper didn't make it, so this year we're looking to fund it another way. So sometimes you gotta go almost with like the need du jour, like what's, you know, it's always water. And what's gonna improve your chances of them giving you, because remember, we're competing against Eunice and Hobbs and Tatum for that piece of their pie, so.
And then like to see quality of life, which we were covered by the Parks grant last year that did the pavilions.
Right.
But do we have anything this year that's gonna be considered that?
We're going for the recreational centers, which are and actually we had a great state meeting for the Trails Plus grant. I did have to give them bad news that we're 90% done, we're not 100% there, but they're still super excited with our progress. And we're going for all the little picnic shelters around. When you see the new structures and then see the picnic shelters, that seems like a need, that they were very happy. So that's what we're going for this year, unless you want me to change the scope of the writing. She also did mention, and like the grants have to go with what the grants will pay for. They won't pay for playground equipment, but they'll pay for the skate park. So if we want to add the skate park, we can go for that. So, yeah.
It's just kind of those, when you go in November and present to them, they'll pop up random questions and you can say, well, if you don't like that, we also have this on our list. And so you just kind of keep it kind of open to a lot of different.
So when that comes up, I can come back to the commission and say, here's your ICIP plan. Now, out of this ICIP plan, what do you want to present to the state representatives and senators for capital outlay funding? And at that point, we do a PowerPoint and present the projects you pick. It doesn't have to be in the order. If you decide between now and I think it was the 1st of November, September, November, can't remember exactly when, we can ask for whatever you like, but it does need to be on the ICIP list somewhere.
As beyond.
Yeah,
And you get
somewhere.
up there and present, and there's 4 senators and 4 representatives lined up, and you're there presenting with the other municipalities. So it's-
I've been working with Faye Ferguson on her senior center ICIP list. Hers is just for the senior center. That was completely, it was developing her ICIP, which was broad enough, but had some certain components in to address certain projects. And that was the capital outlay that she was awarded for the right under $285,000 for the ADA and sidewalks and parking lot improvements. So that was a capital outlay request under her capital outlay stream. New Mexico Main Street is under the the economic department, Lovington Main Street asks for certain capital outlay under their revenue stream, and that's how they have gotten funding to do, their project's called Keep the Lights On, and they're putting a stage at Lee Theater and so on, and we're the fiscal agents for that, so. Any questions on the process?
And so like one of the things on there is like citywide street rehabilitation. When I write my grants, that has to be on the ICIP list or they won't even look at my grants. So that's why the ICIP list is very important to kind of keep things that you want done on that list. They don't have to be at the top of it, like she's saying. They just gotta, like my grants for the streets, it just has to be on there.
Well, I'm sure every commissioner, you know, has certain ideas that they want to see progress over the next 5 years. So just let us know, have the discussion next. I did a packet for a little bit more into the weeds on this for your review, for the discussion next week. Faye is also going to be here, Faye Ferguson, the director of the Senior Center, and she's going to present her ideas of the Senior Center ICIP, because we'll have to turn them both in. We'll have to do them both at the same time.
Next week, next meeting.
July 1st, sorry.
Oh, you said next week.
Discussion next meeting.
It'll be,
27, no,
I'm confused
It's our
with
next
all
regular
this,
meetings.
I'm confused with all the special meetings. The next regular,
May 11th.
yes,
yes, that's it.
thank you.
Okay, you're gonna present a packet that's got.
I have that packet ready.
You'll get it tonight before you leave.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Next
that's
regular
gonna
meeting.
We're
be,
gonna discuss it the next meeting.
yes, and then the meeting after that, the 29th, will be the final discussion and approval of your
Of what you're
Ranking.
submitting the
your
first.
The
rankings, and what you want
Okay,
in there.
that was, originally I asked for a timeline, so I'm just trying to fill in the timeline still.
I know the dates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any other questions? No?
thank you. All right, moving on, brings us to our action items. Floor is open for a motion on resolution 037.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-037, approval of temporary use gas permit.
Second.
Okay, motion and second for consideration.
So,
Yes.
No real change since last we talked. Percheron has not sent to me a modified version or a Cliff Note version of what their process is gonna be. So, once I get that, I can let the city manager know. We can get this back on the agenda. I left it on here, in the unlikely event that I got it Friday. We could put something together Monday and at least discuss it, but until we get some information through Percheron about what's gonna happen at that site, we're not in a position to lease out that workspace to them. But it's a real straightforward process. Once we know what they're gonna do, it goes pretty quick. So I'll have the city manager put it on the next meeting. It's possible we get it by then. I think Percheron had indicated they weren't going out to bid, so they're still in the process of developing the bid specs. They're not gonna go out to bid until July 1, and so it may take a little bit for them to get something put together, but at least it's on there if we've got some information from them. And I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have some.
Question? Hearing none, then,
So I
sounds to
guess-
me like we're just going to postpone it to,
Want us to vote it out or postpone it to
I wouldn't vote it out.
No.
I would just maybe
motion to postpone until further
postpone it till
notice?
the next regular scheduled meeting and
Okay.
see what happens.
all right?
If the commission gets tired of hearing the same thing, we can leave it off until I get something, but that's up to you.
Okay.
I'll ask for it to be put on, you can amend, take it off at the meeting, I won't have any hard feelings or anything, so
Okay.
I'll let you know when we get something.
Want to fix that
Okay.
too? We can't remember.
Yeah, we cannot remember, but anyway, go ahead.
Can you
Yes,
amend my
Commissioner.
motion to postpone it till the next regular meeting?
Okay, wait a minute, Commissioner Rodriguez has a question.
Can we not just take it off until he actually has information? That way we just stop postponing until.
I'm good for whatever we want to say. If we just have to remember to try to have it ready for when they're
Well,
ready.
he's wanting the agenda 10 days prior,
Mm-hmm.
so that just makes it, like if Patrick got it Monday morning, he'd
Right,
have it
as
for
an
that
example, the next commission meeting is, regular one is May 11th, but I need the agenda by this Friday to, you know,
See,
follow the
so-
10-day policy.
So I doubt I'm gonna see something, but for example, if it came in this morning, I could at least give you an update and say, you know, cause what happens is, you know, they're gonna call up, they may call Crystal back or the city manager and say, our hair's on fire, we really need to get this done. And at least the commission understands, okay, you know, we've been waiting on you for a little bit, we just got that information, so you're at least in the loop. If you wanna take it off until I get something prepared, ready to go, ready for you to take a look at and approve, we can do that too, so.
Just kind of leave you open for special meetings if they get in a hurry.
Well, we're having one every Monday, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter, really. Okay, make a motion, and if there's a second, we move forward.
I'll postpone it one more time to the next scheduled, and then we'll go from there.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for postponement of this resolution until our next regular meeting. Any further discussion? Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none? Shannon?
Commissioner Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes.
All right. Floor's open for a motion on item number 2.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-051, approve publishing of ordinance to amend livestock code to allow chicken hens in the city limits. I hear we call them backyard chickens. I don't know.
No, it was on the, okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for approval of this resolution. Discussion.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners.
Okay.
So the version of the possible ordinance change you've seen, and we would have to wait 14 days after publishing notice of this. I think that would take us to the June 8th meeting for a potential actual vote. But I had a pretty interesting question from one commissioner last week, and they said, well, if I theoretically don't want this ever, do I need to I didn't say rubber stamp, but can I like vote against even advertising for it? Why advertise if and I said, no, I think you have a right to vote no if you think it's dead in the water. So it's an interesting question on advertising that I had never been asked.
Well, and one of the questions, for some reason, when we publish an ordinance, I'm thinking we're actually writing the ordinance, or whatever, not advertising the
Right.
ordinance. Anyway, so I was confused. I thought this was we were publishing to accept the ordinance. That was my mistake. Anyway, we might work on our wording just a little bit, but to my understanding, you are correct, because we don't have to
No.
approve to advertise.
We approve publishing and then we approve the ordinance.
Well, I know publishing is not
Yeah.
advertising.
Advertising. It usually says advertising.
I know, it did in the
resolution
backup,
says
yes.
advertising.
Anyway, sorry. Again, that was, I didn't go through
I
the
was too
packet
worried
well
about
enough.
backyard chickens, just the word.
Backyard chicken.
But you do have to have the ordinance together before you advertise.
Right.
You gotta know
Yes.
what
We
you're
do.
doing, yeah.
We do.
Well, yeah,
So-
which,
So the ordinance is already together, ready to go.
Yes, it's the one that I previously presented. I didn't get any feedback, yea or nay, so unless someone wants to tweak it, that's what we would potentially go with. Or nay.
Did our counselor get a chance to look at that, and what is his input on that as far as enforcement and
So
any consideration or tweaking of the wording, or
I
any
think it's okay.
satisfactory?
Yeah, I think what's important is that code enforcement also had a hand in taking a look at it. So I feel pretty confident that if there was an issue about enforcing it, they would raise that issue. Some of the things in there seem a little strange, you know, putting bans on them and all of those other things. If that's what code enforcement is willing to do and has the time and resources to do, great. But they've had an opportunity to look at it. I think we've had a chance to review it, so I'm good with it. So, and just as a point of clarification, so when we move forward to advertise, say, hey, we're gonna vote, here's the ordinance, we're gonna vote on it 2 meetings from now. If it doesn't get advertised, if that vote fails, then it never starts down that process. So you have the right to vote yes or no, abstain, however you wanna do, but the advertising, if it doesn't get past the first step, it's not like we get a chance to vote on it after that, so.
Thank you.
Sure.
Quite well.
Thanks,
Did
sir.
that answer?
You're welcome.
It did, yes, sir, thank you.
And it will come before the commission on May 26th for adoption.
Okay,
If it does, yeah,
Vote to
If you
advertise.
vote to advertise.
if you vote to advertise,
all right.
then it could
Thank you.
possibly be adopted.
Any further questions on this? Everybody clear as mud? Pretty much. All right. I guess any staff comment? We don't have much, we don't have code enforcement here, we don't have
Animal control.
animal control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public comment? Seeing no one jump up? All right, Shannon?
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes?
Commissioner Ramon,
No.
Commissioner White.
No.
Okay. We'll stand for a motion on resolution 052, third item.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-052, amending and restating prior action to authorize execution and administration of NMED grant SAP 25-12402-GF.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. We don't want to have to restate that, so. Ms. Bolt?
It's all her
I
fault.
do like my long titles.
Check my
New
reading.
Mexico Environmental Department came back with some things that they needed to update in a resolution before they will move forward with the grant agreement. This one is for the, one's for the jutter, one's for the hydrovac truck. This is for the hydrovac truck. The next one is going to be for the jutter and the trailer. I just wanted to go over what this resolution states. The authorized signer will be the mayor, Robbie Roberts, to execute the grant agreement. The authorized representatives will be David Miranda, city manager, or Leslie Bolt, grant development manager, for the submission of all reimbursement requests or any items related to this grant. The fiscal officer will be the finance director or successor as responsible for financial oversight. The primary contact, a notice of obligation. A notice of obligation is where I have to send in, I have to ask for permission first before they'll even approve. They go through the procurement and all that. That would be me, and then the database contact, just making sure that the reports are in on time. So we had some housekeeping issues on this resolution. Any questions?
Effectively, that description's gonna also handle the next one, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
They're exactly the same except for the grant numbers
Okay.
and amounts.
Any questions? Questions from staff? Public comment? Hearing none. Shannon?
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
Okay. Part two.
I know. I'd like to make a resolution for, or a motion for a resolution 2026-053, amending and restating prior action to authorize, see when I see that I keep wanting to say euthanize because they're mixing together. Authorize execution, I didn't say execution and administration of NMED grant agreement SAP 25-12403-GF.
Second.
Okay, a motion and second for consideration of this resolution for approval. Since we don't want to have hear Ms. Bolt say the same thing, is there any further discussion? Okay, staff comment? Public comment? No one's moving. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamont,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-054, review and award of RFP number 2026-003 for employee benefits insurance broker services.
Second.
Okay, motion and second for approval of this resolution. Ms. Bolt, you can just put
Well,
chair up
yeah.
there and up and down, up and down.
And it was a long title. So the city, I'll just read the staff summary. The city issued RFP 2026-003 for employees benefits insurance broker services, and proposals were reviewed and evaluated in accordance with the New Mexico Procurement Code. The evaluation committee completed their scoring, and everyone should have received the evaluation committee summary and recommendations. I'm here just for the procurement side, if you have any questions on the evaluation committee, how we got to those scoring that came right out of the RFP. Also, we did have 5 bidders. We considered 2 unresponsive because they came in after the deadline. So we did not even review or open the packages for those. 1 came in priority overnight, but after checking the tracking number with the carrier, it came in at 416, so they were disqualified. And then 1 came in about 3:20, 3:30, and that one was also disqualified. So we had 3 responsive bidders to the RFP process, and we evaluated it accordingly. And if you have any questions, you let me know.
The evaluation committee consisted of myself, Michael Betancourt, Shannon Lester, and Leslie Bolt. And we considered and ranked and through a point system various aspects of the proposals, and I'll just say that we came out with a unanimous decision.
Okay.
And it's just our recommendation. The ultimate choice is with the commission.
And I have to amend my.
You are gonna have to amend your motion.
My motion to award to HEB Hub International Insurance Services.
Okay.
Choose second.
We'll have to have a second for the amendment, yes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to award this to HEB Hub, is that correct?
Commissioner White said HEB.
HUB.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
I heard
It was a
HEB.
grocery store.
Let's
Well,
go.
so did I, and I'm
I'm
like,
hungry.
oh, they've expanded
Look.
services. Okay, all right, as long as we got it correct, then.
Yes.
All right. Any further discussion, questions? Staff comments?
I do have a comment.
Oh, Commissioner Rodriguez, yes, sir.
I do appreciate the time that you did to get this evaluation to us. It's very helpful. The point system that city manager talked about is also very helpful. I appreciate that, and maybe moving forward, we can continue to get this kind of information. Kind of helps us out with all that stuff that we
Thank
have
you.
to consider. So I do appreciate that, and thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any further comment? I don't know if I stopped, I was on the staff, I'm not sure. Public comment? Hearing none. Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamont,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes.
Mayor Roberts, I'd like to introduce the staff
Oh.
that is
come here tonight.
Okay?
Hello, I'm Robbie Chacon. I'm the producer sales guy from Hub International. This is Erica Palmer. She's our account executive and runs a team both in Carlsbad and in Hobbs. And so we kind of run this, the southern part of the state. I have a team in Las Cruces as well. So we're, appreciate your confidence in us, and we'll do our very best to get you guys where you need to be.
Thank you very much. I also did want to do a point of that, is that in the RFP process, we do not reach out to any potential responders to ask them to come ahead until the vote is actually public. So they're going to be very responsive for those things.
Well, we want to thank you for attending tonight.
Thank you for having us.
All right. We're moving on.
And you guys aren't ready for this?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna read this, if nobody seconds it, it drops. Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-055, approve advertising of ordinance to increase penalty assessments on certain municipal codes.
Who would, I mean, I realize we're waiting.
So you can actually, if you want to amend that, we are not ready. We do need to table that and postpone it to the next.
Okay.
We
That
do
was
not
right.
have that code finished with consensus yet. We still have some things to go over.
To help.
And we've just been busy with budget and it's been.
Indefinitely?
No, next meeting.
No, just to the next meeting.
Next meeting, guaranteed.
next
That was where I was
scheduled
lost.
meeting.
I was like, are we,
Because you made it.
are
sorry,
we
you
killing
didn't-
it, or we,
No,
whatever?
No.
Just we
Okay.
need
Okay.
one more meeting.
All right,
Yep.
so,
Just-
we can,
Postpone to next regular meeting.
Yes.
yeah,
And now it's.
Second.
okay, we're postponed. All right, we
Yes.
have a motion to postpone this to the next regular session. All right, any further discussion? Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Ramon,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Yes.
All right.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2026-056, approve David Miranda and Shannon Lester to close savings account at Estacado Credit Union.
No offense, Commissioner.
You're not hurting my
Oh,
feelings.
I was actually gonna.
You're not hurting my feelings at all.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. I was just gonna see if there was any opposite discussion before we did it. All right, never mind.
Please, David, please.
All right.
I would have loved to, but I understand the reasoning.
Yeah.
Shannon, do you want to go into why we have to do this?
Because Finance Director Fierro directed me to do it, so.
Do we wanna call him on the phone?
No, the backstory is we used to have a CD at Estacado
Right,
to securitize one of our grants. And now that we've since moved it to the state treasury, you know, Estacado requires you to have a savings account. I think we have $25 in it or something like that to have a CD there, so it's kind of, it's not required now, we're just looking to clean that up.
okay, that makes sense. All right, any further discussion?
Council, would it be best for me to leave for this, or?
Probably, I think the vote for sure.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and I know the old rule used to be you just slid your chair back. Now you
Right.
actually have to.
Yeah.
move it around.
Okay.
Are you guys to vote yet, or are you still discussing?
You can, you're over the discussion, because you can stare at people like,
Yeah, you can,
Who's against
you
this?
can influence.
writing notes.
Okay, by the time you hopefully get out there, get turned around,
Okay.
Go get a
we'll be
drink.
done, yes.
Okay, done.
All right, any further discussion? Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes. Okay.
She's
Very good timing.
Look at you.
All right, moving to our next item.
I'd like to make a motion to approve accounts payable.
Okay. We have a motion and a
Second.
second to, for approval of accounts payable. Any questions?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry, you did state
Yes.
that earlier.
Yes. So in I guess I gotta use this time for my public comment or whatever. For Heart's Desire,
Yes.
is there any way that we can get a report back from them on that 11,000 that we approved for them? I know last meeting we got kind of what they plan to spend it on, but could we get something from them once those funds are spent
Absolutely.
as to what they were able to utilize with those funds?
I have a fair idea, but I will definitely get a
Okay.
progress report and resolution
Sure.
for you. You got it.
And then, second question, on the Lee County Museum, I saw that they received stipend. What?
What page?
It's one of the very last
The
ones.
third and fourth quarter.
Oh, for their funding?
Oh,
What
it's
is- what
Did
is
we
it?
fund the
10,000 a year, so 2,500.
EDC, the museum, the Main Street?
Okay,
and
this is just another one of
Chamber?
those organizations.
Right.
Okay.
It's not as high as the other, it's, I think, 25,000.
No, I think it's 10, isn't it? Or-
No.
It was 6 and change, yeah.
I'm sorry, is it?
6,250.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Oh, so it
25.
is 25, okay. I
And
couldn't
the
remember.
others are at 50.
Okay.
And of course, that'll be part of our budget too. We're gonna meet with those organizations Wednesday.
Okay, those are my questions.
That was easy.
Yeah. All right.
You're having them Wednesday?
Yes.
Can you send me a text for that?
You got it, the schedule. Yes.
Any further questions, discussion? Okay. Staff comment? Public comment? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Rodriguez,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Perry,
Yes.
Commissioner Romero.
Yes.
Okay. All right, for those in attendance, we will be going to a closed session. There will be no action afterwards. We will just be adjourning as soon as we come back into open. Thank you for attending.
That's it.
As soon as I get it free, I'll give you a call back.
They've asked me, three of them had asked me, would I go in with them? I said, you want to do it one at a time, like that? Or do we just want to do it closed session and get all these questions?